The other big piece of news last night, at long last, the moment has come. Tay-Tay McSwift, she has finally issued her endorsement, and the crowd goes mild. Wow, that was unexpected. By the way, she endorsed Biden-Harris last time in 2020. I mean, is everyone forgetting this? It's not as though she's an apolitical figure. All this ridiculous nonsense about why isn't she signing? We know who she supports. We know. She's a 36-year-old single woman with no children who acts like she's 17 years old in all of her songs. What do you think she's voting for? How do you think she's going to vote? There's a shocker. And you can chalk this one up under this is already embedded in the system. Like if you think this is going to win additional votes, all of a sudden a bunch of 20-year-old women who weren't voting for Kamala Harris are suddenly going to rush to the polls because Taylor told them to. Yeah, good luck. So she put out a statement, quote, like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now's a great time to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on the topics that matter to you the most. As a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for this country. Who thinks that's true? Really, really. She like of the Austrian school, the Chicago School of Economics, Keynesian, like what is her? I want her hot take on the impact of supply side economics. I'm sure that's what she does. She sits around on that tour bus just all day long reading about the readiness of the American military on the foreign front. That's what she does. She browses all of their campaign plans. Probably that's what she's doing. Anyway, recently I was made aware that AI of me falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run was posted to his site. It really conjured up my fears around AI and the dangers of spreading misinformation. It brought me to the conclusion I need to be very transparent about my actual plans for this election as a voter. Okay, so now she's going to explain why she's even bothering to do this. Now, the answer is, of course, because there's lots of social pressure for her to do it, so she's going to do it. It's AI. Yeah, it's because Trump posted a dumb AI picture of you that you're endorsing Kamala Harris. The way to combat misinformation is with truth. I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. I think she's a steady-handed, gifted leader, and I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos. I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of running mate Tim Walz, who has been standing up for LGBTQ- divided by sign rights, IVF, and a woman's right to her own body for decades. Well, no, you shock me, woman. I've done my research and I've made my choice because there was lots of doubt. You know, it was really on the fence right there. Like for a moment, I thought Taylor Swift was going to vote for Donald Trump. Yeah, I thought that was a real thing. If you're a moron, well, your research is all yours to do. The choice is yours to make. I also want to say, especially to first-time voters, remember, in order to vote, you have to be registered. I find it much easier to vote early. I'm sure you do. I'll link where to register and find early voting dates and info in my story. With love and hope, Taylor Swift, childless cat lady. She is so brave. Slay, Taylor, queen, lady. So amazing. We'll get to more on that in a moment. First, using the internet without ExpressVPN, it's like staying signed into your account on a public computer. You want everybody to be able to rummage through your personal emails containing your important information? That would be a stupid thing to do. Not to mention, hackers can make up to $1,000 selling your personal information on the dark web. Your data is actually valuable. Every time you connect to public Wi-Fi without protection, you're basically inviting the entire coffee shop to browse through your browsing history, which is kind of a bad idea. The only thing scarier than the radical left's agenda is your personal data being stolen by a 12-year-old hacker. Now, I'm a dude who values privacy. I don't want big tech companies, the government, or some kid with a laptop having access to what I do online, which is why I use ExpressVPN. With ExpressVPN, your internet service provider can't see your online activity. Your identity is anonymized. Your data is encrypted. Here's the kicker. ExpressVPN works on all your devices, phones, laptops, tablets, you name it. It's so easy to use. You just fire up that app, you click one button, and now you're protected. So if you value your privacy and security as much as I do, here's what you need to do. Scan the QR code on screen, click the link in the description, or visit expressvpn.com/Ben Shapiro Show. By visiting my special link, you'll get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN service for free. Doesn't like save money, right? Again, that's expressvpn.com/Ben Shapiro Show. expressvpn.com/Ben Shapiro Show to protect your data today. And then the campaign trotted out uber beta male Tim Walz, submissive beta male Tim Walz, to explain why he's so excited about Taylor Swift's endorsement as a 60-year-old man. Why is the gender gap so large, they asked.
Then she says, quote, I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election.
Patting
with
his
love
heart.
and hope,
God, so
Taylor
pathetic.
Swift, signed childless cat lady. I have to get your response to that, Mr. Governor.
Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic.
Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so pathetic. Patting his heart. God, he's so
All those things, I am incredibly grateful, first of all, to Taylor Swift. I say that also as a cat owner, a fellow cat owner.
Do this crap about
You heard it. We know that it's there. That was eloquent, and it was clear. And that's the type of courage we need in America to stand up. We've seen it out of those Republicans who were at the DNC. We've seen it out of women who would like to have their own personal lives kept personal, but are forced to go out there because they nearly died because they can't get abortion services in a pregnancy. And now you have somebody like Taylor Swift coming out, making that very clear. This would be the opportunity, Swifties. KamalaHarris.com. Get on over there. Give us a hand. Get things going.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Tim Walz, they're going for those childless cat ladies that she is apparently, the person who is tweeting about or Instagramming about. Just solid stuff right there. All of this is vibes. I told you, it's back to vibes. It's back to vibes all the way down. Who cares who Taylor Swift endorses? That makes no difference. I'm old enough to remember when Hillary Clinton in 2016 tried out every celebrity she could find, and then she lost to Donald Trump. Bottom line is this, as always and forever. Don't get distracted by the shiny objects. There are shiny objects everywhere. Do not be distracted by any of them. Donald Trump needs to establish that Kamala is Joe Biden. She is responsible for everything for which he is responsible, and maybe even more so considering he's senile. She is, in fact, a far leftist because her party is far left. She has a new coat of paint on an old jalopy masquerading as a brand new Lamborghini. That's all she is. And finally, she is incompetent. She has never run a popsicle stand. She's run 2 terrible campaigns, and now she is running a 3rd campaign where she's being boosted by the media for a very short sprint. There's nothing in her history that suggests she's capable of being a decent president of the United States. Focus on those things, and she will lose. Do not focus on those things. Focus on migrants eating ducks in Springfield, Ohio, or focus on the latest meme idiocy on Twitter, or focus in on whatever is the latest distraction of the day, and Donald Trump will lose. It's that simple. If you stay focused, she loses. If you don't, she wins. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.